Welcome to the Tuesday Triggers podcast, y'all. We've got Michael Saruggia on. He is the founder of Clay Operator. He's done a lot of things in this space, but one of the most powerful things that he's doing is with Clay Operator. It's really like teaching, right? You are helping people take their skills to the next level. And sometimes that means you're an agency owner and you become better, or you're an entrepreneur and you figure out how to use these skills for your company, or you're an SDR that improves, or you're someone that's looking for their first GTM role, right? And this is such a convoluted space right now that this is a really difficult thing to navigate for people, that are looking for their first job or trying to become Clay experts or whatever it is. Nobody knows how to do it. There's no, hey, take this class and this class and this class in college and get your Clay degree and then you're good and then you get a job, right? Yeah. So you're doing some really cool stuff. I'll shut up now. I want you to give yourself an intro and kind of an overview of all of the things that you're touching. And then today we're going to kind of freeform on where we see the space going, how people can start to achieve these things for themselves, where you think people should be leaning in to build skill sets to like do what we just talked about, right? So that being said, Michael, take it away, brother.
Cool. Christian, thanks so much for the intro. So happy to actually joining you and to join all of you guys, basically. Yeah, cool. That's correct. I have a coaching program where I turn people into go-to-market engineer, I guess. And first of all, I guess I have a pretty unique positioning or ways of actually running my business. I don't have an agency, by the way. I'm not looking to actually scale an agency, as you can probably see. And I'm a go-to-market consultant, like the main thing, where I just consult like very, very few companies that are usually past 30, 50 mil. Even some of them are even bigger, but more or less this is my sweet spot. So B2B tech, companies that want to actually engineer the go-to-market, make the processes better, leaner, not just in terms of outbound. I'm a strong advocate of not selling outbound or not selling more meetings, but in positioning Clay and go-to-market engineering in general as a RevOps solution to make your company better, more efficient, more revenue per employee, more revenue per salesperson, better EBITDA in general.
Yep.
Just to understand. While doing this, basically, I was posting my stuff online and I figured out like a lot of people want to follow the same path of me, becoming a consultant, run their own thing, and open their own agency or consultancy, like in my case. So I started my own coaching, I guess. I have a couple of info products too, and people can learn and basically do the same. And that's me. That's how I operate. And that's it. With time, I built like my little media presence that from little now it gets bigger and bigger in terms of YouTube, in terms of LinkedIn, and especially in terms of newsletter. I put a lot of effort in actually growing these assets. Those assets actually compound, luckily, and guys, work on things that compound because it makes all the difference. And in this way, it's getting more and more traction, so I can coach more people, get better clients, and expand what I am doing, Christian.
So let's talk about tangible advice. Thank you for the intro, by the way. Let's dive right in though, since we've got a short sesh. For people that are in the space right now, right? They understand the basics, right? Maybe they've used a sequencer in the past. They're comfortable in some of the basics. What would you say is like where they should invest for, like, what's the next thing they should do? And then where should they go after that? Give them like a little light roadmap of like, if you've got the basics down, you should be investing in Clay and learning X, or you should be investing in mastering outreach or domain building or whatever. Give them like maybe some tangible advice here.
Sure. In terms of like I am a go-to-market engineer and I have to suggest something, or I am like a B2B company, maybe scale up, maybe better company, and I want a better go to market. I can do both, by the way, but where I start.
Let's say you're an individual salesperson, not GTM engineer focused, right? So they know how to use sequencers. They're doing outreach on a daily basis, but now it's time to really level it up. And that might mean going into the skill set of what a GTM engineer would need, right? Because I think that's the next phase of BDR is really more GTM engineer.
Yeah, I guess so. And I don't know. So if I were like a salesperson, like an AE or working in marketing, I think you have two choices. So if you're like an AE and you want to make a lot of money, I won't touch. So you have two ways. If you're inside of a company, don't touch clay. Just find the companies that where you have inbound leads, where you have a big ACV, and where someone else implemented clay in the company. So you are allowed to actually sell more and sell better. While if you are a salesperson, want to make a lot of money, but want to stop being a salesperson because you actually have some cons of being self-employed as a salesperson. The game, especially in the startup world, is a little bit rigged, right? Founders don't pay commissions. It's very hard to achieve quota. Even if you achieve quota, maybe the next month they will say, okay, now quota is 2x. And you want to say, finally, I want to sell something I can deliver and I will sell for myself. Then at this point, what I suggest is do not, of course, starting a business, but pay attention in starting a business because starting a SaaS is very difficult. It's very different than starting a consulting business. Okay, there are levels to this game. SaaS is tough. You get if you have to pay the bills, if you have to pay like the rent or whatever, and you start a SaaS, then you will have a problem very soon. Of course, if you have millions in the bank account, maybe it's the right choice. But when you are starting out, I would say learn skills that are in demand that you can offer as a service. This is the easiest. And we are in the AI revolution era, right? So there are basically any kind of skills from design, coding, selling, marketing that you can put a little bit of AI inside so you can productize it, so you can make it better, and you can offer it as a service. Magically, you can actually deliver, and the ROI investing in you versus the ROI in investing in a full-time person is on your side. So you can start your own business, entrepreneurial career, like the easy way, where you have cash upfront, where you get better skills, and where you can sell your own skills. You are the salesperson for yourself. And this is by far the easiest way to go from zero, from leaving the 9 to 5 to actually making the first 6 figures of net profits, which are different than 6 figures in revenue. Of course.
Yeah.
This is what I would suggest, and there are many people that did this, are doing this, are in this direction, basically.
What type of people do you mostly help with Clay Operator?
So in terms of the people joining my program are marketing, salespeople, or people in revenue in general. Like I said, they are tired of the 9 to 5. They want to sell for themselves. They see they are skilled, and they feel stuck like in a normal corporate career, I guess.
So you kind of just said, look, if your first step is just find a sales org where they've got a huge TAM and unlimited, like, inbound leads. But I mean, that's great tangible advice, hard to implement. Let's go back to the salespeople that are coming to you or the marketing people that are coming to you that are in a company right now. They're looking to maybe strike out on their own, is what you're saying, and you're helping give them the skills to do that. Yeah. Or are some of them just planning on staying within that company and just being utilizing the skills they learned from you with Clay Operator to, build those massive sales funnels, or what?
No, honestly, I really see this like black or white. If you want to make more money inside a company, find a company that has a great ACV and a great market fit. You don't need Clay. If you want to sell your own things, if you want to make a change in your life and you want to take this career path, then I can be your help. Because you can, in 6 weeks, you can actually learn enough skills to actually be dangerous. Because especially if you have like the right scripts, the right channels to invest in, it's very fast in going from zero to getting the first client. It's extremely fast, and I can accelerate this kind of learning, and I can accelerate the time from 0 to actually having your own night. But again, if you're an AE and you want to maximize your earning, man, I don't suggest to use Clay. I just suggest to go to a company where it's easier to sell.
Yeah.
Because your job should be selling, not using Clay. That's the huge difference.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, easier said than done, right? It's
Yeah.
nice to say go to Zoom Info where people are hitting, where you've got a calendar full of inbound leads, but for the most piece of the world, and I come from like advertising and ad tech and pretty well-known companies, but like still most of our time was spent prospecting to get our 10 meetings a month, right? It's going to be pretty rare. So there's still a lot of people that said, hey, look, I'm getting 5 meetings a month. I want to know that wherever I go, I can use Clay and build these systems for $1,000 a month and try and go from 5 meetings to 15 meetings. Now, again, you're saying, hey, look, if someone's coming to my program for that, that's not what, I specifically want to teach them. I want to help them like free themselves from this all. So are most of the people that come to you in marketing and sales focused on like starting their own agency? Not that I want to add more agencies to this space because it's more competition for me, but like, is that the general gist of things? Is most people that come to you, whether in sales or marketing, are saying, hey, it's time for me to strike out and do my own thing?
Definitely, I guess. Yeah, there are
Are any
people
people
that are
using it for
there.
not building an agency, like for building something else for their own, entrepreneurial endeavors? Or is it most people that come and go through your system have the intent of starting their own agency by the time they're done?
I guess, yeah, most people to actually start their own thing. And I won't be really bothered about competition because the market is huge and 99% of cold email agencies can't really sell or position themselves. So it's not really a
True.
problem. And the other thing is not the AEs that should own Clay inside a company. Okay, let's say that we are inside a company, I want more deals, I want more deal flow, I want better processes. It shouldn't be the AEs on its own to actually create the Clay infrastructure and try to sell more. It should be some kind of internal implementation and awareness in the company that says, oh, you have to make we have to allow our AEs to actually crush quota. They are not missionaries, we have to help them, and it must be something that must be internal to the company, not the single individual contributor. If you are an individual contributor, again, or you change company, or you upskill and you start on your own. It's way, way easier. This is what I usually suggest. There are exceptions. Yes, there are, but again, they are exceptions.
Okay. What's your advice to people in the space right now that are already in it or do want to like up level?
Yeah. So first, doing the things in practice, right? So everybody's reading LinkedIn, consuming YouTube, maybe reading my newsletter, etc. The easiest is, man, just open a Clay account and start building for yourself. Just open my videos and copy the flows. They are free, they are there. Start building. Just put like your screen, like your Clay workspace in your main monitor. Put my YouTube in the second and just copy what is going on. You will learn a lot. This is the first one. Secondly, of course, a mentor can help to actually accelerate the learning. Third, you need offers, right? So what is a good offer to actually get new clients? When you're starting out, I personally suggest with outbound offers or list building offers because they are easy to sell. Everybody gets them, right? More meetings, it's very easy to understand. Everybody's aware of the problem. I need more meetings. It's very easy, it's very clear. The problem is very clear. Everything is very clear about it. There's a reason why a lot of people are in the space. But what I suggest when shifting, like at some point you have some clients, you will figure out that outbound is tough. Outbound has a diminishing return of results, no matter how good you are, unless you are like in a team that is 10,000 companies plus. Because you will have enough people in the team to actually or change or the priorities or something change inside the company. So the outbound at scale play can actually make sense. What I usually suggest is not getting more clients, is moving up market with better companies, doing tens of millions at least. And you position Clay and GTM engineering not as more meetings where you only judge if you get more meetings, because sooner or later they will churn. But you position everything on a strategic RevOps level, where you have a lot of ways to actually drive tremendous ROI inside of a company. Can be inbound, can be CRM enrichment. Outbound, of course, you even deliver leads, but it's just one of the things. You have to position everything on a more strategic level. HR is a huge use case. HR is the same as sales, right? It's the same as outbound. Top talents do not apply to job positions. So you need to do outbound and reaching out to the talents. And it seems like an happy problem, but in a big company it is not. If you have 25 open positions, it's a mess. And you have 9 recruiters plus the LinkedIn HR solution, and you're spending millions, and everything is extremely slow. So you can actually use Clay to actually do recruiting too, and assessing whether a candidate is good or not, and you even automate the outreach. In this way, you can put all the things together and really drive a lot of change inside of a company, prove a very strong ROI, and you can be really, really helpful with better results and happier in general with the delivery. Okay.
Cool, man. All right, so I'm going to stop. We're going to jump over to the live session now. We've got people joining, so give me a second here. Thanks for the tangible advice, and yeah, let's give some more to people on the call. Cool?
Cool. Thanks.
Sweet.